So I myself, I'm Ram. So I have completed my BTech in computer science in Sastra University, and I have 6.9 years experience in IT.
Mm-hmm.
So first company, and currently I'm serving that company like Tata Consultancy Services.
Mm-hmm.
So I have experience in various domains like banking, financial sector, as well as TTH, travel, transport, and hospitality.
Mm-hmm.
So in BFS, like Citibank was my client, and currently I am working in TTH, that is Singapore Airlines is my client.
Mm-hmm.
And current project which I am working is FABS, Foods and Beverage System.
Mm-hmm.
So during uplift of like during the departure of the flight, whatever the food items which are uplifted, that is priorly like planned in our application. And after the departure of the flight, like we will be generating the invoice, and we will be generating various reports for our clients.
Mm-hmm.
We are also handling a separate microservice. If in case like we are uplifting any last minute items to our departing flight, so that will be handled in a separate microservice if those are not planned priorly.
Mm-hmm.
And the technology which we are using is like front end Kendo UI, and back end we have Spring MVC as well as Spring Boot. So we are using separately.
Mm-hmm.
And to connect our database, we are using MyBatis. Sorry, sir, Pawan is actually calling.
You just, I think maybe confirm you regarding to interview, right?
Yeah, I am having call.
So just you take a call.
I have messaged him like I am having call with them like that.
Okay.
Sorry. So as I said, like for front end, like we are using Kendo UI framework.
Mm-hmm.
So I have experience for that around 5 years. So mainly like we use Java servlet pages in that.
Mm-hmm.
And the microservice which is we are having like for that we are having Angular as well, like small enhancement we do for past 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And apart of it, like backend we are holding like Spring MVC, that is the main application, and Spring Boot for our microservice.
Mm-hmm.
And to connect our database, like we use MyBatis.
Yeah, okay, Ramanathan. So now just move on technical discussion, okay?
Yeah.
So you right now you are using microservices, right?
Sorry, sir.
Microservices.
Yeah, microservice we have.
So can you explain about design pattern of microservices?
So the main purpose of microservice we use is like for the continuous deployment purpose we use the microservice.
Right.
So also like to communicate between the application as well, like we will be using microservices.
Yeah. So got it your point. So because of suppose you have a 1000 APIs, right?
Yeah.
So for intercommunication, I believe that have some design pattern, right?
Yeah.
So how do you suppose if you have any API 1000 API you want to access within single endpoint, so how do you communicate each other? Suppose intercommunication of one API to another API, so how do you deal with them? Deal with all APIs with single endpoint. So I think have some design pattern, okay?
Okay.
So you aware about design pattern? If you aware about, so please tell me. Otherwise, we can move on next question.
So like for Spring MVC, like we use a design pattern of factory method.
No. That is the programmatical design pattern. If you are working on microservices. Microservices means this is modular programming, simple concept, right? So suppose you give the one example. You have a product, right?
Okay.
Payment, customer detail, right?
Yeah.
These are three. For example, these are three domain. Okay. So three domain. Suppose your product. So product is something like that, and you have a customer. So how do we relate each other? Suppose if you want to purchase any product. So you need to be designed, right? Design pattern to communication of each other.
So
For example, I give you one scenario. The product, for example, TV, mobile, or anything else. Okay, we assume that this is product. Product inside the product name, product specification, price, and all detail like that. I just take a few details. Product name, product ID, product specification. Okay.
Okay.
So any customer is come, click on product.
Yes.
Thereafter, he want go log in with the customer portal detail, customer detail. Okay.
Yes.
So customer detail is a different module, and payment is a different module because of if you have knowledge about creation of payment gateway, right?
Yes.
So payment gateway is different thing. So all things you will put, and so how you communicate each other means product price, because of if you calling product payment. So inside the payment you will get data from the product because of you have a price of product, right?
Yes.
And product name and everything, and customer name and everything you will get from these two APIs.
Yes.
So how do you intercommunicate to each other? So here need to be here need to be a design pattern because of communicating, getting the aggregate data.
I never come across that, but I guess via REST template, like we will be able to handle that. I guess. So
No, not a guess. This is correct. REST template is a intercommunication. But point is that you have only three API, for example. So three API you want to get this product is a read option only. But customer have a insert operation because of here any customer is putting details, so that need to be backend maintained for the further references. Suppose any want to change or anything, product is some technical issue or something is not working, so he will call to any other that vendor, you please collect this, and thereafter you go on the store and store guy will refund your payment. So how do like that? How do intercommunicate? Because we store inside the, suppose if you are if you revert back to the any particular company, I am not interested for this because of this is scrapped. Okay. So scrapped you don't want again purchase. So in that case, that company will refund your amount, right?
Yeah.
So these are the three modules. So how, because of this is the thing about how to communicate. So design pattern, just I will tell you about gateway API, circuit breaker, and one thing is related to API, consolidate data if you want to generate. So you can take from the all three APIs. For example, our admin, product admin want to check the detail of process, product purchases detail. So how will get the detail? So that will get the detail combination of all three data, right?
Yeah.
So it is successful, payment is success or fail, whatever. So all things can we get from this API. So here need to be some design pattern. So that's why I'm asking about the microservices. Here I have some design pattern.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I understand, sir. Correct.
Correct.
The microservices which I have worked for is like it will be connected with MQ.
No, because of I know any all developers here working particular task or particular module. No, I have knowledge. But if you are going on interview, so here need to be full detail about that.
Correct.
If I am asking, right?
Yeah.
Suppose
Yes.
that is the company's requirement, and some company is taking as a full stack developer. So means it's must to necessary knowledge about the all things,
Correct, sir.
right? So now I'm moving on Hibernate. You have worked on Hibernate.
No, sir.
So what kind of things you are using in backend related? Suppose if you are writing API.
So we are using MyBadis connection to connect to our application, sir. So to connect to our database, we have MyBadis framework. So
My buddy framework.
MyBadis, yes, sir.
So you are using that framework. So framework, how do means you are utilizing that utility dependency?
So like we'll be writing our own queries in our XML files, sir.
Okay. I think that you put in an XML file. So that buddy will accordingly fetch the data, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So like if you see like that XML file will be having a parameter type and result type for each tags. So that will be like by use of MyBadis jar, like it will act as a ORM between the object and the mapper files. So,
Okay. Yeah, got it. Once you get the data accordingly to fit into the your logic, right?
yes, sir.
Got it. But my thing is that, but suppose all companies not using the according your tool, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's why I'm telling you. You need to be. If you are not comfortable in Hibernate, so I will ask in database. Not a problem.
Sure, sir.
So you are using query, right?
Yes, sir. I'm using.
So query. Suppose I will give one scenario.
Okay.
In two table,
Okay, sir.
I want to put the join.
Okay, sir.
You aware about union and union all.
Yes, sir.
So suppose in two tables,
Okay, sir.
I want get the data of
Okay, sir.
two table, but different condition.
Sure, sir.
Suppose is not each from two tables.
Okay, sir.
But because of why, if you join in one condition, if you have, I want to filter data for a specific two case.
Yes, sir.
So how do you write union with join query? For example, just I give the scenario. Suppose one table is having employee,
Yes, sir.
another table having a department.
Sure, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
So employee, just you take all employee, 10 employee, for example, 100 employee. Okay?
Okay.
And department is having, for example, 4 departments. Okay?
Okay, sir.
IT department, HR department, admin department.
Okay, sir.
Okay? Another one is the management department. 4 department is there. Okay?
Okay.
So all employees are associated with a particular department.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Okay, sir.
So I want to, means if you have in department, so your employee ID, manager and department, everything will be there, right?
In employee, yes, sir.
In department.
Yes, sir.
So I want to collect the data for two cases.
Okay, sir.
Software and HR department, employee details. So how do you write query? By using join and union.
Okay.
Yeah. If you have confusion again, I will explain you.
So
Because of two tables we have, so definitely need to be joined, right? You understand?
Yes, sir.
But here why I am telling, I want to only get the data of two department only. One is a IT, another one is a HR department. Just to take HR, admin, whatever, only two departments.
Yes, sir.
So how do you write this query?
So like we can use join and we can get only using join itself we will be able to get, sir. So select employee employee name from employee join department D on E dot employee ID equal to D dot employee ID.
Okay.
Where department name in condition in bracket we will be mentioning HR and software or like HR and admin.
Okay, so means you get from the single query. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So suppose some employee are not having suppose if you have any department blank, null.
Okay, sir.
So in that cases, how do you deal this query?
So those employees, like we can, those employees it won't be like coming actually. So in that case, I will add one more union. Select employee name from like after the join query, I will add union and I'll write this query select employee name from employee where department employee dot department name is null.
Okay. So union can use, but without union also can be do. Okay. Why I am telling, because of you use in, so performance wise that query will not fit.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So because of you already using join subquery.
Okay, sir.
So it will take few minutes. So in that scenario, just you collect by using some different scenario, you can use that query will work, not a problem. So you can use join. So because of first query will execute and union, second query for the second department, it will execute. That's why you give an answer for the null. That's why I tell you how do you do it. But it is a simple because of if you want to collect the multiple cases data. So the better way for getting by using union is a well situation.
Okay, sir.
Right. So your answer is correct, not a problem.
Yes,
so I am just moving on. I will ask some few questions related to Spring framework. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So in Java, in Spring framework,
Yes, sir.
singleton is thread safe or not?
Which one, sir?
In Spring framework,
Yes, sir.
singleton class is thread safe or not?
Singleton class is thread safe, sir.
Why?
So like because the singleton class will produce only one object, and how many times you use like only one object that will.
But where you writing as a synchronized thread safe?
Okay.
Where are you writing?
So
because of if you are writing any component, for example, just to listen, if you declaring at the red bean, here you writing anything else related to synchronized keyword? No.
No, that one no, we are not.
If you are writing components, you are applying any synchronized?
Implements, no, we are not. A serial is only. Sorry, we are not doing.
that annotation component as a class as a business component, right? Service is also as a implementation of repository data.
Okay, sir.
So here, once you initializing the bean, your Spring framework is run. So during it will initialization, it will only create a singleton, but not a stat shape.
Okay, sir.
So what is difference between component, repository, and service annotation?
Yes, sir. I know, sir.
Okay.
So, component, other component is nothing but like it will create a bean where the Spring server starts in Spring IOC container, like it will be taken consider. So that bean class, it can be reused for creating an object by using the annotation @AutoWare. And if you see service, that annotation, it is being used for the business logic to be written on the class.
Okay.
And repository, that is the annotation which is used to write the DAO for the connection to the backend database.
Okay, got it. So you aware about scope?
TIPCO, yes.
Scope. How many type of scope?
Sorry, which one, sir? TIPCO.
Scope in Spring framework.
TIPCO framework.
No. Scope. SCOPE. Scope.
No, sir.
SCOPE. Scope.
Scope. Yeah, sorry, sir. Yes, sir. So like we have 3 different scope. I guess like that is access market, public, protected, and private.
This is scope.
This is access market.
Singleton, prototype. You aware about?
No, sir.
Singleton, prototype, request, session, global session.
Scope of that variables, like block scope and method scope, like.
No. In Spring framework have a scope variable. That's why I'm asking you.
Sorry, sir. No, sir.
So what is difference between controller and REST controller?
So REST controller, it handles the REST services functionalities. So like by using the REST controller, it handles both controller and the REST controller. It will handle the HTTP request. But in case of REST controller, we will be able to annotate with @post mapping, @put mapping, @get mapping, like that individually. So in Spring Boot, it is being used. But in case of @controller, we will be having @request mapping. Inside that, we will be like mentioning what is the method type. So we'll be mentioning method equal to post, put, or get.
So okay, what kind of design pattern you have used?
Factory method design pattern we have used, sir, in our code.
Factory method design pattern.
Yes, sir. So directly from controller, we don't call the service IMPL class. Instead, we will be calling the interface, and in return, wherever the interface has been implemented, that method will get executed.
But you have used singleton design pattern in Spring framework. You are telling I have used factory only.
No, sir. Like I
believe that you have confused because of you have knowledge, but your exploration problem is there. I think you during the interview, forget whatever, I don't know. But design pattern, each and every framework have a own design pattern. Rest of things you need to factory, abstract factory. You're telling about business component and interfaces, right? This is the
Yes.
DAO design pattern, data access layer design pattern.
Yes, sir.